Hello, everybody. Man, it's weird. There's like a bittersweet vibe going all around. Just because, it's our last day here live. Good morning, everyone. Sam and Lavania, Art Stuff, Evilix, Rose, Mallow, Kiris, Tinka, Panda, Pouchhouse, Laeg, Queen. Everyone. Lines on paper. You have never watched me. Hello. I'll give you a quick tour of what I mean by lines on paper. I've been doing lots of ink drawings lately and just kind of figuring things out. All sorts of stuff like landscapes, buildings. I especially want to get really good at drawing architecture, so I've been doing a lot of that lately. So not using any pencil under sketch has been a really big challenge for me because I'm very paranoid about messing up. So the whole jumping into ink thing has made me braver, and I've been trying new things that I wouldn't try otherwise. So today I'm going to draw Minas Tirith from The Lord of the Rings. And you guys can kind of check out I do a lot of different mediums, different art, and you can see my slideshow above me. And you can also check out my website or my Instagram and see what I do. I kind of have art ADD, so I'm always jumping between different things. You love the directions you've been going lately? Thank you. Yeah, the watercolor impressionistic type stuff. Actually, I just updated my website with these, so I have a lot. And these are all just landscapes, very minimalistic, very impressionist stuff. And I just finally uploaded them to my website, so they have their own little gallery on my website. Most of them are inspired by my photography in Scotland. Put those over there so they're safe. Also, I am going to make chat bigger because I am blind. How's my music volume, you guys? Okay. Wow. I made chat 200% bigger. Okay. Just catching up a little bit. Reverend Puck, hey. Brew Shark. Wheelchair Boy, hello. But yeah, thank you guys. Does anybody else do ink drawings, first of all? I am so impressed now that I've been trying to do it more, trying to be brave and not rely on my pencil under sketch, and just by jumping into it, it's a tad loud, just a little bit. Is it? Someone else said music is perfect. Okay, I don't know who to believe. Yes, Claire, yes. It's like the white tower, white build, the white city that's like built up into the mountain where the white tree of Gondor, the white tree is. Slave of Hell, hello. Yes, Brew Shark, oh my god, Brew Shark, my new fountain pen is going to arrive either tomorrow or the next day. I'm so excited. You think it's a little loud, Kiris? Do you have headphones in, Kiris? I wonder if there's a difference, like when I have headphones in, I can barely hear my music, but some people say it's really loud, actually. It's all right. No, not headphones. I mean, I don't want it to be like difficult for anyone to hear what I'm saying. You have the same red Lammy? Oh my god. Okay, then what types of pen do I use? Pens. I have a bunch of Micron pens. I have a bunch of these Staedtler pigment liners. And I have a couple brush pens. These are the Kudetake brush pens. So I kind of just alternate between them. Like for some of these, like this one where I have lots of like dark, same with this one. That really, really dark area, the bigger areas are all brush pen. might be a difference in hearing ability. That's true. So like sometimes these, right now I'm just using a Micron pen. Okay. I'll turn the music down just a little. Are you doing Inktober? No, I've never done. I've tried Inktober. I did it like halfway through last year and then I gave up. I was not in an ink mindset. I was just like, I can't do this. But I've been thinking about it this year. I think if I give myself total freedom. Last year I tried to do a prompt for every day of the month and I like got too overwhelmed and just gave up. Like sometimes I wasn't inspired by the prompt, or I don't know. I think I'm just gonna go free for all this year and do maybe give myself a challenge of using like one type of pen that I'm not familiar with, or maybe use like a fountain pen or something. Speaking of fountain pen, the pen that I was saying that is arriving tomorrow, I think, or the next day, is my brand new Lamy fountain pen that I ordered, which I'm very excited for. The 8th came and you forgot. Oh God, Slave of Hell. This already looks incredible. Are you all packed for your LARP event? You are? Kyrus is packed. You're packed too. Yay! Which Lamy? Rue Shark, do you remember what the Lamy, which version it is that I ordered? It's like there's a couple letters involved. I can't remember off the top of my head. I know I showed you which one it is. You have literally 9 hours remaining on this channel. Wait, what? Aw, poor Slave of Hell. What did Slave of Hell say? What did I miss? Are you leaving, Slave of Hell? Oh, on the bad pun. Oh, okay. Okay. You know I like the puns. So if I get bored today with doing black ink on white paper, I also have my black paper with that I'll be using chalk pastels on. So I might switch over to that, but we'll see. Dad joke quality. I want more dad jokes. Is this the last episode? Yeah. As in the last day on Adobe, yes. This is my last stream on Adobe, and then there are 2 more streamers after me that will finish out the day. Traditional Art Sundays. How interesting that the last day on Adobe is Traditional Art Sunday. Do chalk pastels show up well on black paper? Yeah, I'll show you an example. If I can find it. This is a white on black paper. Why is Adobe ending? They're moving on to other things. Then there will be champagne toast. Aww. Also, The other thing I've been really into lately is toned paper, using white charcoal / pastel on toned paper along with graphite. So on this particular instance, I have just graphite pencil, that's the darkest dark you see, and then white for the highlights, and then in the background I have some blue pastel, so it's a little more mixed media. But this is something I'm like super interested in pursuing, and this is the first in a series that I'm working on. The thing I need to practice so many things. It's ridiculous. I have these visions in my mind that I don't know how to do. But I have a giant, huge piece of paper, dark burgundy color paper, that I want to do something along those lines with pastel and dark graphite and white charcoal highlights. So I'm currently like practicing how to build interesting structures, I guess I should say, by drawing from reference and also trying to draw things that are in my imagination, which usually come out really strange. But the more I do it, it gets like a little easier each time. And so I'm hoping that soon I can like build up to be able to do a humongous piece well, because, you know, of course I could do it right now, but I wouldn't be able to get it to look the way I want it to yet. That was awesome looking. Oh, the toned paper. Well, that one I'm happy with, that toned paper one, and that took me like 30 hours or something. I don't even know. It was ridiculous. It was many streams and many hours offline. I was just going like super slow, getting really, really detailed. Schedule when I stream on my own channel. I do. I stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday right now, and since today is my last Adobe day, I'm not exactly sure how I'm gonna adjust my personal schedule, because I do want to maintain 4 days a week. I want to stream 4 days a week. So I'll figure out like when I can make up for my Adobe streams. But I'm planning on not streaming on the weekends from now on, so I can go camping and hiking more often. If I happen to have a free weekend, I'll definitely see if I can stream on the weekend, but I usually stream during the week. Oh, that said, my brother is visiting right now, and he leaves Wednesday, so I will not be streaming tomorrow. I'll be streaming Wednesday next. Sorry, I think I missed a question. What's the difference between those markers and the Faber Castell ink markers? I have never used the Faber markers. Moonana! We demand Moonana. What brand toned paper? That toned paper, Tinka, that toned paper is Kona, Kona. Toned tan. And I also have Strathmore toned gray, which is awesome. It has really, it has a visible fiber content, I guess I should say. Like, it's probably hard to see on stream. You can kind of see it a little bit. These like speckles in the gray paper are pretty visible, especially in person. So if you like that look, I like the Strathmore because it's really smooth. But I would, if I ever get gray paper again, I'm gonna get darker gray paper, because this is like, I don't know, I couldn't, it's not quite as, I want it to be higher contrast, I guess I should say. And I think they have darker gray paper. I'll have to check it out. That means 7 days without Zealy. Slave of Hell, I told you guys. I told you I can't stream tomorrow. We're going to the Denver Botanic Gardens all day, and then we're hiking all day Tuesday. So we're gonna be gone. Oh yeah, oh my gosh, that's right though. You guys leave on Tuesday for your huge LARP event. So I won't see you until next week. Oh. But it's for happy reasons at least. Taxi comes at 4 a.m. Oh no, Kiris. Rip Kiris. Oh, I'm gonna miss you guys so much. Especially in Discord, because like I love waking up and reading the complete nonsense whatever shenanigans you guys have been doing for the last like 6 hours while I've been sleeping. It's like a nice little way to wake up in the morning. What did I get on my paper? There's like mystery stuff over there. You call that nonsense? Yes, half the time it is nonsense. Partially because I'm still waking up and I have no idea what's going on, and I like scroll through all these like GIFs and photos and things that I cannot repeat on Adobe. But it's good nonsense. It's the kind of nonsense I live for. You can repeat them now. What are we gonna do? No, because we still make each episode into its own little highlight. So I don't want. Let's not go there. Just go to Discord and you'll see. I forgot what I was gonna say. Zap me over to the Botanic Gardens. Yeah, I'm excited. Everything's blooming right now. It's so pretty. Oh no, not at all, Kiris. We pretty much just discuss like mathematical equations and our favorite planets. Actually, that's kind of accurate. What could be better than the last Adobe stream than drawing yourself? You're drawing too, yay! I love when people are hanging out drawing. Bring camera to take some nice macros and pictures. Yeah, I guess I've just been there like hundreds of times. I don't really bring my cameras anymore. I bring my phone for like, I take reference photos for future paintings, and I take my sketchbook and I actually sit there and sketch. But yeah, it's probably a good idea. You're sculpting Cogsworth. Oh. Hey, Troop. Will glaring at your paper make it into something? Yes. Yes. Yes, work on your witchcraft. I mean, that's what I do. Basically, I just start the stream by enchanting you guys, casting a spell on you. I'm literally just sitting here staring at you, but you see me drawing and painting. Drawing. I know some people who actually do say drawing, and I never really understood why, but I guess it's like I think certain people in certain parts of the world say it. Because, yeah, I don't know. It's not completely uncommon. Mead. Okay. How many mead bottles do you have now? I feel like every time I open Discord, you're like, all right, ordered 7 more bottles. Like, what? What the heck? Are you going to be conscious for this event at all? Kiris will be there to keep an eye on you. Right, Kiris? Or maybe it's gonna be the other way around. Mead cellar? He should. 14? Oh my god. You know, a few people say drawing. Drawing. That's actually really difficult to say. Drawing. You're a light drinker. Oh my gosh. If you guys go to like a campfire get together, I don't know what happens there at night, but if there's anybody playing live music, or if there's like a bard walking around playing music, can you please take a video? I want to see that so bad. I think I would probably want to do that if I was going to a LARP event. I'll just be the bard walking around. Except all I have is a ukulele. I don't know if that would be... It would depend on what universe we're in, I guess. There are bards everywhere? Yes, please. Please do the thing. I played Ragnar the Red on my stream at one point. I forgot. Oh, it was for Zolidare. Because it was when I did a couple Skyrim streams. Before my computer crashed. A bard contest? That's awesome. Wait, can you play like a Guitar Hero? Like, can you air guitar? No, you cannot. That does not count. Oh, werewolf, yeah, you missed it. You'll have to check out the VOD if you want to see that. Wait, what did you say, Mel? Sorry, let me see. You're going to high school in 3 days. You're scared. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I agree with cooking. That's really all you can do. I mean, be yourself. I mean, have a specific view on it just because I've gone through it a long time ago and everything. But if I was going into high school, I wish someone just would have told me from the very beginning, like, don't be afraid to completely be yourself, and don't be afraid to be like totally immersed in your studies or in your art. Like if you're going into art classes and stuff, even though it's not the cool thing to do. I was always like super self-conscious about the fact that I loved classes, and like when we had a substitute teacher, I was like, oh, come on. We're just gonna watch a movie. But be a star quarterback and get a cheerleader. Oh God. Don't listen to him. I mean, if you want to be, go for it. I guess if that's you being yourself, go for it. You're drawing directly with a pen. If you mess up, you know that's a sin, right? Yeah, I know. It's terrifying. No. But as I mentioned earlier, doing this where I'm not using a pencil sketch underneath first and I'm just like going for it has made me take a lot more risks and find things that work really well, and things that don't work at all. And that's made me grow faster as an artist. So it's not like a strategy for everyone, but it has worked for me. It's slowly working, I should say, because I'm not even close to where I want to be yet, but we're getting there. Yeah, troop, that's what I meant. Exactly. Yeah. Survival advice. Oh. Yes, talk to Kyrus if you need survival advice. Where do I want to be? I want to be able to sit down with whatever medium, whatever type of paper, take the like crazy, elaborate, awesome design for a fantasy city or spaceship or whatever it is in my mind, and actually be able to do it on the paper with whatever that medium is, without struggling so much and without being so scared, which I think just takes a lot of time, a lot of practice getting to that point. So is deadly inspiring. Oh, well, I mean, yeah, you guys know how it is. Like when you're an artist, you're constantly raising your own bar and you're like, okay, well, I can do that now, but I really want to do this. And then you try that and you suck at it and you're like, ugh, I suck. So you constantly are like trying to progress and get your visions out. What kind of pen? I'm currently using a Micron pen. Micron 01. I also have these Staedtler pigment liners. I do have one Prisma pigment liner, which I've barely used at all. I've kind of just been trying a few different ones. I'm still really new to ink drawing, so... And I also showed you guys, like, for some of these, especially with a lot of the darkness, like this really dark area is a brush pen, which basically, like, you can flood your paper with ink, make really big areas of darkness like this, and you know, it has a different look to it. And I used it for these lines as well, so you can see there's like a huge variation in the line thickness. So
but I'm not just generally happy.
Hey Kiki.
Generally anything, I guess I'm generally miserable.
You're bringing sketch stuff. Oh, Kyrus, that's awesome. Wait. A table that binds up, like those drawing tables. Just a small wood thingy. Wait. I'm not exactly sure what you mean. I think I might have an idea, but I might be thinking of something else. Hey, Arch Knight. Drafting table. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. I have a drafting board that you can like sit on your lap and it has all the mechanisms on it, but I never use it. If you live in Denver, come pick it up because it's just sitting there for years. I used to do interior design and had to hand draft a lot of stuff, so I used it years and years and years ago, but now I just feel like it's like way too restricting. I think that's just a style change and fly a few miles. Yeah. Okay, Claire, enjoy dinner. Uh-oh, where did my thing go? Oh, I thought I closed it on accident. Man, I can't believe this is our last Adobe stream together. I mean, it's like I'm still gonna stream, so if you want, you can come hang out on my stream, but doesn't it? It just feels nostalgic already. It hasn't even ended, but it feels nostalgic. The drawing with the thick lines and the dark sky looks like a haunted house. Yeah, this one? That's what I was going for. And I actually drew this while I was sitting at a little Mexican taco place, and across the street there was like this beautiful, cute little house with a white picket fence, and I was like, what if it was suddenly a zombie apocalypse and everything was like creepy and haunted? And I tried to draw that, and then I got kind of scared, so I stopped. I was gonna add like more detail, especially in this area. Nope. Hello, Molly. S lady. Hey, that works. Sarah lady. Totally. Yeah, it feels strange. Yeah. You can bring back the dad jokes. A cool mindset for drawing. Yeah, HS Paint. If you're ever out and about and you're sketching, but you're kind of like not super inspired and you're a little bored with what you see, try to like completely change it into something, I don't know, like a zombie apocalypse, or suddenly if you're doing colored sketches like with pencils or watercolor, you can imagine if we lived in a world where everything was slightly transparent or everything was the opposite color of it actually is in reality. It's kind of fun to do that sometimes, so. Sleeping Sarah. Z Lady Luthien. That's actually pretty accurate. I'm always tired, but I hate sleeping. I'm basically the opposite of my roommate, who naps like 5 times a day. Hey, Ja. Use an A3 drawing table. Oh, but that's not a travel table. Okay. More coffee. Yeah. This morning, as I mentioned before, my brother He's upstairs working and doing stuff. I kind of feel like the deep baritone of his voice would like break my microphone. It'd be like, it's like at a whole other lower octave. No, Moonana. Feeling sleepy all the time? You're not getting sick. Oh, I thought you were being serious. Oh my god. I was like about to tell you why I'm not getting sick and all the things I do to not get sick. uh, uh, I want more. Give me more. More jokes. Mallow the Jam, that's where my brother is. He's getting his postdoc there, and he says the same exact thing. Like, I'm pretty sure he and his wife are like very excited to move back to the mainland. There's a difference between living somewhere like that and visiting and actually going on vacation, and yeah. You had to work hard to get that one. Shivers. Yeah, like I know I have a deeper voice than a lot of chicks, but my brother's voice is, I mean, of course he's male, but like, it's so low. Like, the room rumbles when he talks. No, I'm kind of over exaggerating it now, but. Thought about audiobooks? I don't know. Is there like a... No, I don't think he's interested in that. Maybe. You never know. I'll see if I yell to him if he can hear me. Is Moonana. Yes, I told him about Moonana and about the emote. Which I think You can't hear him, bro. You have to like get a little closer to the microphone. Space geologist. Would that be more accurate?
Sure.
Who picked on who when you were growing up? Hey, wait, what could it... I meant ask questions about...
The history is off limits.
History is off limits.
It's in the past. Nothing can be done.
Yeah. I was probably a total brat to him. And I remember answering questions for you all the time. Like, you guys hungry? No, we're not hungry.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right. His voice is not that low. I know I totally over-exaggerated it. You can have a pretty low voice sometimes. Like, who is the older sibling? I am older by a year and a few months. He turns... Wait, I'm 32, so you turn 31 in August.
Yeah, in like 2 weeks.
Next week,
Next
kinda.
week.
Yeah. Maybe just like tell them what you do. That I did a really bad job before.
Well, I used to study rocks from the Apollo mission, from the last one, Apollo 17, trying to figure out how they originated.
And what did you figure out?
I was trying to pair groups of basalts together to figure out how many episodes of volcanism there were in the valley, using trace elements and...
In the valley?
The Taurus Littrow Valley, where the Apollo 17 mission landed.
Mm. What's an unusual discovery for moon rocks? What material can you find on the moon? What is it made of? Oh, man.
There's some minerals that were first discovered on the moon, like armalcolite, which was named after Armstrong, Aldrin, and Collins from the Apollo 11 mission.
Yes, the moon is made of cheese, obviously. Did he find aliens? It's safe to tell us. We can keep a secret. Did you hear there's water on the moon near the polar caps?
Have I heard that? Yeah.
Obviously, he's heard that. He's heard everything about everything on the moon. And he was just in Santa Fe for a really fancy conference.
Yeah, really fancy.
Really fancy. Where you gave a talk on something.
Yeah, we created the core mantle boundary of a planet in the lab.
An experiment.
An experimental olivine metal mixture to try and figure out how elements behave.
Don't trust atoms. They make up everything. Oh, God. More jokes. A rockette scientist. There you go. Where can you find my artwork? I have a lot of links, actually. There's some of them. If you want to check out my artwork, you can. I post most things on Instagram and my website. Tell me more. See, there's some major science and geologist nerds here. You could just talk forever and they would listen. And the rest of them are going to unfollow me. But it's okay.
Talking's not my style.
I know. Talking is not your style, but it's awesome.
Have you talked about your space book?
I've talked a little bit about it. I've done like artwork for the book on here. That's when we usually get into it a little more. You should combine talents. He shows you the rocks and then you draw them. Well, actually, yesterday on our hike, we were walking and he suddenly stopped and was looking down and I'm like, what? It's just a rock. And he's like pointing out this cool thing about it. And I was like, oh, that's actually really cool. Like he noticed it from a quick glance. What was it again? It was...
It was like an intrusive granitic body that was in contact with the host rock, so there was some contact metamorphism.
Host rock.
It's what it intruded.
Oh, yeah, it was really cool, though. It's never just a rock. I know. Hey, Fiona, this is my brother. He decided to make an appearance after I kind of yelled and begged to him.
Yep, I am the brother Moonana.
He is the brother Moonana. Why is the moon all covered with ash?
Well,
Why geology? Why do you exist? These are the questions I enjoy.
Rocks are cool.
These are questions for you, by the way.
So many
Why
questions.
is the moon covered with ash?
Well, you asked another question after that.
First, why is the moon covered with ash? And then why geology?
There's a lot of volcanic ash from like fire fountaining. And after that, there's lots
Fire
of...
fountaining? Sounds really cool.
So if you've seen pictures of the Icelandic volcanoes erupting along rifts, that's kind of fire fountaining where they spew and...
Yeah.
It creates a lot of fine-grained material. And then that was, 3 billion years ago. So in the meantime, there's been lots of micrometeorite impacts.
On the moon.
On the moon.
What?
And like solar particle irradiation that irradiates the surface and creates lots of fine-grained ash-like material.
Wow. It's just, I never knew so much about the moon. It's like more interesting every time you say something. Huh. I kind of wrote it off as just the moon. I mean, it's cool, but
it's because
I'm
it's so familiar.
really into Saturn. Do you know anything about Saturn?
A little bit. Like the hexagon at the surface or the pole. That's pretty cool.
Oh God, sorry. There's like so many questions now. Work at a university or something?
Yeah, I work as a postdoc at the University of Hawaii.
Yeah. Someone else was mentioning they used to live in Hawaii and was not their favorite place to live. Like, it would be great to visit and stuff, but...
Yeah, it'll be good for a couple of years.
By the time you're done, you'll be 3?
It'll be 3, yeah.
3 years? Yeah. It's never just the moon. Yeah. Yeah. I'll know a lot about the moon if he's here all the time, of course. Your calligraphy? Interesting that you put it that way. Orlix. Wait, I missed Reverend Puck's question too. Oh, it's definitely a joke question. There's another streamer doing a postdoc in astronomy in Hawaii? Really? Who? Tell me. Who is it? Maybe you know them. You know all the people who go there, obviously.
Yeah.
You know everyone. You ask the important questions. Yeah. From what I've heard, everything seems very expensive in Hawaii.
Yeah, it's one of the highest costs of living.
Are you going to work on the OSIRIS-REx mission?
No.
Do you know what that is?
They're going to Bennu, is that right? Some asteroid to do sample return. Collect some probably micrograms or grams of asteroid material and bring it back.
Is your university doing that?
There might be somebody involved.
What's the coolest experiment you've done, most interesting, and what's the coolest object you've had in your possession?
Experiment. Well, the Palisite was the only experiment I've been involved with.
What about when you were at Geneseo? Didn't you have to come up with a lot of experiments as a student?
Mm.
I guess I always assumed that's what you did. You just were
Well-
like experimenting in the lab all the time. Like a mad geologist scientist. Mad geologist.
No, a lot of geology is describing and interpreting what you see and trying to place that in context of processes that we know.
Yeah. Actually, that's one thing I've always loved is when you take photos of what you're, like, the thin sections, is that what they are?
Yeah.
They're so beautiful. They're like abstract artwork. They're gorgeous.
Yeah, that's one of the things I really liked about lunar basalts is they're 4 billion years old, and they actually, since there's no atmosphere and hardly any water on the moon, they look more pristine than basalts that are erupted today in Hawaii. There's no weathering.
Do you have like a place where you post photos of those? Or is it mostly... I've really only seen them on your your Twitter. Like occasionally.
Yeah, there's a thing, hashtag Thin Section Thursday, where every Thursday people post tons of thin section photos.
That's awesome. Thin Section Thursday, like that?
Yeah.
I'm going to follow that from now on.
And usually people put in some description of what the rocket's from so you can know what it is.
He's basically a space archaeologist. Do you see yourself as that?
No.
Aw, thanks, Orlix. It's not out of context at all. I'm drawing. We just happen to be talking about the moon right now. Sorry, I'm reading a question. Do you also do art or in some way or another, brother? Photography.
Photography.
I would say that's your artistic outlet in addition to your science.
Yeah, and every once in a while I'll try to do, and probably not scientifically important, but interesting thin section photo.
One very specific question. Does sunlight affect the moon's surface somehow except for temperature? I'm interested because there's a lot of quantum optics research here at my university looking into how matter interacts with light.
Affect the surface.
Except for temperature.
Well, solar particles hitting the surface it cause space weathering, and that tends to darken surfaces over time. So if you look at the moon tonight, or right now if you're at night,
Many of them are at night. Many of you are at night right
where
now.
there are fresh craters, there's usually bright rays, and those darken over time. So there's that aspect of it.
Honest question, do you get mad when people proclaim the moon landings were fake?
Not mad, just disappointed.
Oh, that's even worse. I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed. Ouch. So the lack of atmosphere, is the lunar basalt like shinier or something? Well, I know you said more pristine, but I guess less contaminated with other minerals, question mark?
No, the basalts are pretty similar to what we find on Earth in terms of mineralogy and some composition.
Oops. There are only jobs in petrol companies. You're from Portugal. Oh, speaking of Portugal, Orlix, the next year's Urban Sketcher Symposium is going to be in Portugal. And I'm really going to try to go because I've been dying to go to that for years. So I might be over there. I think you mentioned something about like a lot of petrol jobs in your field, or a lot of jobs are limited to that, I guess, or easily accessible jobs.
That's
maybe
a pretty big industry sector of geology.
Yeah.
It belongs.
Oh,
in
and
a
the other
museum.
question, what was the coolest like object or type of rock / anything from space that you ever had in your possession? Or have you had anything cool?
I got to hold a piece of Mars that came out of a meteorite, and it was sample Allen Hills 84001, which is one of the ones that they thought had evidence for life.
Oh.
There were little microscopic, they kind of looked like bacteria or like pill-shaped forms that they thought were formed by microorganisms, but I think that's been pretty much disproved. So it's historically cool.
Yeah. I mean, I held Mars in my hand. You can just say that, and everyone will be impressed.
I've held lots of planet pieces.
What? Jeez. Well, now you're just bragging.
You can buy them too.
But you didn't have to
moon,
buy them.
really,
You were like doing
Yes.
stuff with them, right?
Yeah, thin sections and rock chunks from the moon.
What about water on Mars? I know it's not your area, but I guess you know some stuff about it.
Yep, there's water. It's kind of a running joke where every few years people will basically discover water on Mars. It's like, oh, there's gullies, so there's water on Mars. There's
Yeah, and then you hear about it in the
sediment,
news.
There's water on
Like
Mars.
people not really knowledgeable about it are like, whoa, the news just reported there's water on Mars. Again. Oh, really, Troop? Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of... It's hard to break in, I think, to the...
You didn't make a necklace out of your chunk of Mars? You would probably had to give it back, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be illegal? To keep
Well,
federal property like that? I'm assuming it's federal
that
property.
one was owned by NASA.
Oh, yeah.
But you can buy pieces of Mars and lunar meteorites. The only thing that's illegal to own is pieces of the Apollo mission.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why that in particular?
Because they were never for sale to begin with, and they were collected by the government.
And somehow but is there like a black market for it or something? Like how?
There probably is, and
Or is it more just like a general warning? This is illegal. Don't try. Like, is it happening?
There have been a couple of people that have been, I don't know if jailed or they've been caught trying to steal or sell pieces of the moon.
Oh, wow.
There's a
But
couple
you
of books on
can, like, rent property on the moon, can't you?
it. Nobody owns the moon.
The Office. There was something on The Office. Wait, what was it? Maybe it was just like you donate and you get like a plaque that says
There's some scam guy.
Dwight has a piece of the dark side of the moon, right?
Yeah, there's some scam guy that sells property deeds to pieces of the lunar surface, and they're definitely not valid in any sense. How do you know it's like a legit piece of Mars? I mean, I'm sure people can get away with selling fake pieces of planets. Yeah, it has to be certified.
How quickly would you jump at the opportunity to join, like, Stargate? Would you go to space if they offered?
Not right now, because, well, maybe the moon, but not deep space, because I wouldn't survive.
Why?
I don't think they have the infrastructure to keep people alive for, like, a mission to Mars.
Oh,
Which is
okay, I
also
see
why
what you're saying.
there's no Mars colony or whatever that was that came up recently.
What? That's why there isn't?
There was some conspiracy theory that NASA was sending slave children to Mars to a secret moon or Mars colony.
What? Oh my god, I did not.
That was actually asked by a senator to some NASA people recently.
Space, you would instantly. But you would go to the moon, even with all the risks. Space is scary. I don't know.
I don't know if Morgan might not be able to handle it.
Oh, yeah. His waifu would miss him too much. You would miss her.
I would miss her too. That's why I
Yeah.
want to go to deep space.
Okay. How long would a moon mission be usually?
They were about 2 weeks historically.
That's not too bad. But still, like, way more chances of dying. Right?
Yeah.
Orlix. My brother's disappointed. He's not mad, he's just disappointed. Freeze-dried ice cream or Tang. Ew. I think REI sells freeze-dried meals and stuff. I could try one out maybe.
Freeze-dried ice cream is kind of gross.
Yeah, I imagine. So,
You can buy a lot of freeze-dried food, I think, online, and like the historical astronaut stuff they sell at JSC,
oh,
Johnson Space Center in Houston.
millions of working parts all made at the lowest bid. No, thank you. I just, yeah. I'm afraid of flying in an airplane, okay? That should tell you. I would never go to space.
How's the drawing going?
It's slow. But slow and steady, I guess.
There's not enough moon in there.
There's not enough moon. Maybe I could make it seem like it's on the moon somehow. Like have big sections of earth or ground that are like craters but it's supposed to be Minas Tirith, so maybe we'll do Minas Tirith on the moon. I know, Tinka, everyone tells me how safe airplanes are, but still, I'm afraid of heights in general. Is it really hot in here?
It's kind of warm.
Yeah. I'm gonna go turn the AC on, I think. Or can you do that? Can you figure it out? Do you know how to use the Google Home thing? It's on the wall.
I saw.
You saw it? You could probably figure it out. You're a doctor.
Okay. Bye.
You can come back anytime.
Okay.
Thanks, brother. Aw. Come back. So, yeah, he is here until Z Brother Luthien Rocket Man. Oh, God. Is that an actual streamer? There should be someone. He's here till like Wednesday-ish. Wednesday sometime. But we'll be exploring nature the next 2 days, so I'll be back on the stream on Wednesday. The sun shines, gives you warmth. It does, Tinka. Yes. Yeah. Sweetie pie. I know. And his wife is so sweet. They're just two sweetie pies. She made him cookies for his journey. It's like, aw. You crushed some hopes? What? No. Really? Oh, I guess it is Twitch after all. It's like people assume you're single and ready to mingle unless you tell them otherwise. Like, for so long, when I first started streaming, people didn't know I was married. They're like, either thought that Killian was my roommate or didn't even know he was there because I usually streamed when I was alone at home. So it was weird, like when I told people I was getting a divorce, they're like, wait, what? What? You're married? It's like you have to have your other person there on the screen with you. Right, like to show people. Yeah. Older. I am a little over a year older than my brother. So we grew up around the same around the same age, so we did like everything together growing up, played together all the time, and we were only 1 grade apart pretty much. So
Can you ask the chat what the astronomer person's
Pat wants to know he wants to know who the astronomer streamer is at the university at Honolulu.
Or just what they stream.
Or what they stream. Do they stream anything related to what they study? Who mentioned that earlier? There's like a 20-30 second delay in chat, by the way. So you have to wait. Yeah, Molly. Yeah. You're 1 year older than your brother? Yeah. We were 1 grade apart, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Lollylol mentioned it. Oh, Lolly, if it was you, I was wondering who is the streamer you said that does astronomy at the Honolulu University? What are you talking about? Well, it's Savadis. Do you know what they stream? Oh, he's no longer there. Wait. Oh, he's no longer at the university. You can't stalk them. Yeah. But if you want to know, it's Savadis. Sevadus. You might be able to figure out, follow a trail online somehow, see what they did.
I just wondered if they did astronomy-related streaming.
Oh, that would be cool. There is a channel that does Science Fridays, which is amazing. Inertia TV. Every Friday they have a different topic. I think last Friday was black holes. And they've done a lot of... Oh, I did. Okay. Follow them. Do it. Watch them. Did I miss who my mentors are or who I follow to get inspiration? Orlix. Yeah, I have a few. I have tons of sources of inspiration. Nature is probably my first love and my greatest inspiration, but in terms of other artists, I do have a short list that I like to share with people because each one of these artists are just incredible. You tried to watch, but they went off stream. Oh no, Troop, really? You can go back and watch the past broadcasts by Inertia TV and see past Fridays, Science Fridays, because they're fun. So here, let me copy this really quick. These are kind of in the top of my list right now for inspiration. So if you can search online for their names. A lot of them are also on like Instagram, so you can stalk them daily. Top 3? Oh, well then just look at that list. I did them in order of inspiration. Although I will have to say Thomas Schaller is probably 4th on the list now these days. Yeah, Hussard, this is the new 3D. This is the Photoshop 3D plugin. Um, Testing it out on stream today. Yeah, Tinka, that's how we were. Yep. Um, how long people have been using watercolor when it was invented? No, I don't. I'm guessing a few hundred years in some form or another. It looks so real. We did not really, maybe some quarreling here and there, but not like a lot of my friends had very tumultuous relationships with their siblings, like fighting all the time. Dating to cave paintings. Ooh. Interesting. Is Chinese ink considered watercolor? I believe they refer to it as its own medium. Like, you've heard people talk about ink washes and ink drawings. It does act very similar, especially most inks. I think usually ink is maybe slightly heavier in a way, like it's instantly staining. William Turner, oh my gosh, yes. Oh, I saw a couple of his paintings in person in London. Would you ever do your own graphic novel or webcomic? Well, it's still up in the air right now, but I'm writing a book and I keep going back and forth between whether it will be like fully illustrated, half illustrated. Maybe it could be more like a graphic novel versus a book, a novel. I don't know. We'll see what it turns into, but I kind of want to, I'm at the point where I'm just going to write the story, then see what it needs to become. And as an update, I think I mentioned this last time, I'm at a little over 10,000 words on my story, which is a huge progress compared to a couple months ago. Because there were a few months where I was just struggling so much. And when I first started, I was like, this is freaking going to take me 10 years. And it might still take me 10 years because I do want to illustrate so much of it. Oh, old hat. No, we were just kidding. It's like a running joke on Adobe where if somebody is drawing by hand, they make a joke that it's a Photoshop plugin. So it is actual pen and paper and ink, and it's a sketchbook, and I can hold it up and show you. Although, would these technically be my Photoshop layers? Maybe? Or if I was using like semi-transparent, I could like kind of make it look, I could delete a layer and then like rearrange the layers. That would be so cool. I kind of want to try that now. Uh-oh, you guys You gotta have permission to post links. You can easily write 100,000 words, copy paste. Just write a couple words and then copy paste it. Yeah. How do you make the lines so straight? Use a ruler. No, Lolly. That's part of what all of this is practicing straight lines. For something this size, I don't use a ruler. If like when I was doing my bigger drawing, like this one, I used a ruler on a few places, especially the full roof overhang and like some of the elements in here, vertical elements. Even though it's not too much bigger, it was enough where I was not confident in my straight lines. But this is like practice. Want to one trick that I know with straight lines is you usually have like a natural flow to your writing, to your hand, to the movement in your wrist and your hand. So for me, if I turn my paper this way, I can draw in a straight line 1,000 times easier than if I'm doing vertical or horizontal or another angle. So you might want to just experiment a little and like turn the paper and see like which angle is your sweet spot. You want to go to that A-frame cabin? Me too. I just want to live there. Live in the woods. Forever. Push straight lines and pull the curves. Ooh, I've never heard that. Interesting. Do you draw with your arm or the wrist for straight lines? It depends on how large the straight line is. Most of the little lines I do here, it's just finger movements. And I have my pinky like resting on the paper to give me some stabilization. And all I need to do is like, you kind of practice like consistent movements. If I'm doing like a longer, like this long one, I would do this. And I am actually moving my like whole arm. I'm not doing wrist, because for me it's really hard to do a straight line just by moving my wrist, because naturally your wrist curves, right? So this is actually going to make a circle. It's fine for super tiny areas, but anything larger than like an inch for me, I have to move my whole arm so it actually pivots on my elbow. You push the curves and pull straight lines. Oh, interesting, Kiris. I push both. I never pull, really. Maybe I do for some things, like little short stuff, but like if I'm doing a large curve or a large straight line, I automatically, without thinking, I just push. So... Although I guess just by doing these couple straight lines, I'm pulling, right? I'm not pushing away. I think diagonals I tend to push, or longer straight lines that go across the page away from me, I push. But like these vertical lines in these little areas, I'm definitely pulling it towards myself. Oh, no worries. You can ask as many questions as you want. And if I can't answer, there's usually someone in chat that can. Because there are a lot of artists here and creative people. Like, press 1 if you are a creative person / artist. Not if you stream, but if you were just an artist. Consider yourself an artist. Although, you know, you might have your own definition of artist. I consider a chef to be an artist. I consider a musician to be an artist. See? Holy crap. There's dozens of artists here hanging out. So there's bound to be someone who can answer a question. Did you go to art school? I did. I studied fine arts and majored in drawing and ceramics. And then I graduated and went to school for interior design, and then I worked in the design field at an architecture firm for a few years until about 2.5 years ago when I quit to be a full-time artist slash photographer. And I'm self-taught in painting and art and photography, so I always thought it was interesting that the things I wanted to do with my life and my career were things I taught myself. Of course, having a fine art background, like that school, the schooling I had really helped in so many ways and gave me like a really strong foundation, but it's just interesting how things work out. Are you using a reference photo? Yeah, curious. I am using a screenshot from the Minas Tirith, like the scene where they're like looking up at it. So I'm making a placement of a lot of the towers just cause, but trying to get the overall feel of Minas Tirith being on like the steep cliff. And there's going to be like a jutting cliff kind of coming up here. So, aw, Lady May! You guys should definitely be following Lady May, by the way. She was on the Design Doll Spotlight yesterday with Stevie Ray John. Oh my goodness, is this a raid? Oh my gosh, did we just get raided? Who raided? Lady May or Carson? Carson! You should also follow Carson. He's so wonderful. You. No, you, Lady May. No, you. Aw. You guys are so dang cute. I just want to squeeze you, kiss you, and hug you, and... Ugh. That's why your geometry has no mistakes. Orlix, well, it definitely helped to have a background in design. Even though most of the rendering I did was digital, I used AutoCAD and Revit for most of my architectural renderings, which is a whole different thing. Like drawing in that software is nothing like drawing by hand. So I'm basically like learning for the first time how to do this, and kind of trying to remember all of the things I learned back in those classes, but in applying them to a traditional medium. Of course, we had to hand draft. Hand drafting was probably my first introduction to architectural drawing. Still very different because it was mostly floor plans, it was mostly construction documents, and that's very different than like drawing this kind of stuff. Since my major wasn't architecture itself, it was more interior design / like I did like historic preservation and sustainability and stuff like that. I didn't get a lot of classes in like hand drawing buildings or cityscapes or anything like that, which, oh my God, I would love to take a workshop on that. And I know I follow a lot of really wonderful artists that teach workshops that hopefully someday I can afford go on a workshop. But oh, Orlix, yeah, I see what you're saying. Like, and it's true. Like, that's one thing I've quickly discovered with doing all these like buildings and drawings. Perspective is so freaking important. Scale and perspective are probably the top two things. Oh, my music. Sorry, I turned my music down when my brother was talking so you could hear him. But yeah, scale and perspective are huge. And so if you can get a good grip on those things, you can go a long way. You can do a lot with very few lines if you nail your perspective and your scale right off the bat. So that's kind of something I'm practicing with these minimal line drawings. Let's open a shop where we can work. A workshop? Carson. Yes, please. So sorry, I missed it. Was May streaming or was Carson streaming? Or were both of you streaming together? By the way, my brother is here right now visiting from Hawaii, and well, he was just in Santa Fe at a science geology convention, but he stopped because it's like right next door. So he just came on to stream and said hi to everyone, and we talked about the moon and other things. Oh, Tinka, yeah. Well, I think it was just because the industry standard, when I was in school for design, the industry standard was doing digital rendering. So like you had to, if you wanted a job after college, you had to learn CAD and Revit and be able to make those, make all of your renderings directly correlate with your construction documents, which is kind of like what Revit excels in. So like we did not spend a lot of time on the craft of hand rendering. And back then I loved it. Like I was so excited and it was so much fun. But then I graduated and I was in the field for a while, and I realized like I just crave landscapes and incorporating nature into my work and the hand rendering side of it. Which, of course, there are like incredible, talented, very, very successful artists who do architectural renderings with ink and watercolor, and they make a killer living. However, that field is extremely competitive and small, and it is my hope that someday I can break into it, because I would love to be part of it and to do that for a living, for part of my living, not fully. So that's also kind of part of all of this practice. Our firm would hire hand renderers, like they did watercolor drawings of our buildings, and one drawing was thousands of dollars. But it's because it's like that skill that artist has is incredible and takes hours. For one drawing, it's like 100 hours. So you get what you pay for, pretty much. Carson was streaming and then May was streaming. Aw, thank you guys for rating and hosting. I hope you have an amazing ramen experience. I am jealous. I will definitely tell brother you say hello. Do what you love and you won't work a single day in your life. To an extent, yes, Orlix. But there's also the side of art, being a full-time artist, that is not just roses and sunshine and rainbows. Like there's the business and the tedious side of it too, which I think is pretty much going to be in any field you go into. I love what I do more than anything, but there's also the side of it that's really business oriented and difficult for me, and is completely 100% necessary in order for me to do this for a living. So it's not like I can ignore it just because it's not fun. But that said, of course, since I'm the majority of it, I would say, is doing what I love. Knowing your limits and strengths. Oh, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, spicy. Yep. Hey, Likav. Shouldn't have had the third brownie. Of course you should have. Sorry, just catching up with chat. If I missed any questions, please ask me again. Chat was kind of moving a little fast there for a minute, so. Part of the job he hated was having to be a salesman. Oh my goodness, yeah. half of when I worked at that firm, like the head architects spent maybe 20% of their time doing actual design work, and the rest was basically like herding cats. Like they had to be salesmen to get new clients. They had to deal with current clients and handhold the clients and like be the puppet master for all the consultants on all the projects and all of their team members. And it's just like, that is definitely not what I want to do. A landscape architect. I also had to work with a few landscape architects over the years, and it was more interesting to me than some other things, but still not really what I'm interested in. No. I think I have more of a fine art mindset, like as in I have specific visions that I want to create and send out into the world. I'm currently in like a heavy learning stage of my career, I think. Approaching a phase where I might feel comfortable like asking, approaching galleries, seeing if they want to show my work. But I don't even have a body of work that I would want to show in a gallery yet. My recent minimalistic watercolor landscapes are like leaning in that direction, so I'm gonna definitely explore that a little bit more. Sorry, just there's a lot of red. My name gets highlighted. How does the man on the moon cut his hair? He clips it. Oh my god, Kiris. By the way, check out. Dropping everything. Check out what my brother got me. The glasses! The Eclipse ready glasses. Super excited. I had a bunch of them in my shopping cart on Amazon, but I couldn't find anywhere where I could order less than 20. They all came in like packs of 20. So it was good timing. I didn't have to buy 20 of them. Are you in the path of totality? No, Molly, we're like 200 miles south of that line of that path of totality. We're gonna get a partial eclipse, but it's like a very thin sliver of a moon, or of an eclipse. So it'll still be really cool. I mean, I think it will be. You are, Pippin? Yes. Yeah, I really hope it's just not cloudy that day. Arizona? Oh, doesn't have a great view, yeah. Yeah, wait for the NASA pictures. Oh. Oh, really, Tinka? Yeah. Interesting. Oh, Grand Vizier, you're actually going to Wyoming for it? I'd have a few friends who are probably doing that too. Going up for a camping trip. Yeah. Especially this time of year, Pippin. Like, we have just the random / kind of predictable afternoon storms. So in a way, I think we just really need to luck out with weather. And the last few days especially have been very wet, like humid. 50% humidity is a lot for Denver. Yesterday we went hiking, pretty much, and it rained the whole time. But it was oddly, well, not even oddly, it was soothing. It wasn't cold or like harsh raining, heavy rain. It was just consistent pretty much the whole hike, and it was just nice listening to the rain. And we were walking along this creek / brook, and it was the sounds were just so relaxing. Do you prefer ink with pen or brush? Look at that's so hard. I like the combination of both of them right now. I've never done I've done like maybe one full drawing with my brush pen, but this is probably the closest that I've gotten recently, which is totally a combination of the brush pen and the pigment liners to get the variation in line. But I like Carson Druitt, who was in here earlier, is incredible with the brush pen. That's pretty much what he uses exclusively. So if you go check out his portfolio, you see what I mean. He uses a brush pen where he dips it in ink and draws with it. It's just incredible. The tiny amount of detail that he's able to do. And the instant variation in line that you can get is really cool. Your friends are going, they should head to Lander. Okay, I'll let them know. Or maybe I could tag along. I don't even know what's going on that weekend. Where am I from? Originally upstate New York, and in the last 10 years or so I lived in Colorado, mostly Denver. And now I spent the 6 months in Scotland, where I'm trying to go back permanently this autumn. So best camping in the state? All right. Good to know. Lander. Do you think it'll be really crowded though because of the eclipse, and if it's like well known as being the best camping? Oh, Zolader. Yeah. I just wanted a super vague title. Just because, I mean, it's my last Adobe stream, and I knew I was going to be doing lots of teensy tiny little lines, which it's kind of hard to show. Oh, my camera control is not open. So where from upstate? Kind of near Syracuse. That's like the biggest city that was near me, but pretty much farmland. Upstate New York is lots of farmland and woodlands. What brought me to Colorado, my interior design degree brought me to Colorado. I came here to go to school for it. So graduated in my first fine art degree and then immediately came here for my second. You want to buy a nib pen and a brush? Yeah, Le Cave. I am really excited because I ordered a Lamy fountain pen, which should arrive in a day or two, and I'll be geeking out with that. Hopefully on Wednesday I can use it on stream. Glass dip pen. Oh my goodness. Awesome. I have a couple dip pens as well. Actually, I ordered a long time ago. I got one that has like a huge feather on it, so it feels like I'm back in the 1800s when I use it. Do you know Pelham, New York? Doesn't sound familiar. Where is it? Oh, it used to be in the Albany area. Yeah, that's pretty close. Lander's kind of small, so only people with connections will be there. Oh, okay. Huh. As a troll stream, just draw. Literally, guys, I'm just drawing parallel lines on this paper the whole stream. The castle drawing is amazing. Did you use mid-tone paper for it? Oh, I think I know which one you're talking about. It's actually gray paper. Toned gray. This one? Which my camera is making it look very bright, but it's actually darker than this. More accurate. Toned gray. Strathmore toned gray. Right outside the city. Oh, okay. I didn't really go to the city a lot except for the mall, pretty much. Oh yeah, Buffalo, yeah. Buffalo, famous for their god-awful winters. Combine the dip pen with watercolor. I wonder how that would look. Yeah, Tinka, that's something that I'll be doing. I'm gonna use, so there's an artist that I follow called Liz Steele on Instagram, and I also read her blog, and you can check her, Google her name, Liz Steele. She's a slightly retired architect. Like, she basically like found her calling as a workshop instructor slash sketch enthusiast, and now she like travels the world teaching workshops on how to sketch architecture, pretty much urban sketching. And she pretty much exclusively uses a fountain pen. She has several different kinds and watercolors, and I've been so inspired by her work and just how beautiful and fluid those like ink and watercolor are. Just, they're best friends. And I want to be able to just take my fountain pen and my watercolors out into the city and make beautiful compositions. So I can't wait for my pen to get here. my current one that I have is really, really cheap. Like, I bought it at the local art store for a few dollars. I don't know, maybe it was like under $10. And it's so difficult to get a long, smooth line. It just has so many hiccups when I'm drawing, and it's very scratchy. It's just difficult to get into the groove when I'm using it. So I'm excited to have an actual nice fountain pen for once. Liz Steele. I think her name has an E on the end of it. Just Google that, and if you see anything related to architecture and watercolor, you'll find her, or pens and ink. She has an Instagram that she's extremely active on, and she does like daily videos on her Instagram stories. It's awesome. Petrol Lamy Safari. Dang it. It's a Lamy. I just got a notification that it's a Lamy Safari pen. Yes. Maybe she doesn't have an E on the end of her name. Various colors of ink. Yeah. I ordered a converter with it so that I can just refill the ink whenever I want. And I think it actually came with 2 converters, so I'm gonna maybe order another color, maybe purple or red ink, and whenever I feel like it, I could just switch it. I would say, yeah, Solidaire. I would say watercolor and ink are lovers because they create very sensual combinations. Thank you, Puck. Yes. Lots of inks aren't waterproof. Yeah. So the cool thing is if you use inks that are not waterproof, you can actually get some really interesting textures and flow and combinations with your watercolors. Of course, it takes practice to get used to it and like figure out how to utilize it in the way that you want rather than just having mistakes. But I love that. With these, some of these I was using permanent ink, but so technically this ink is waterproof, but I wasn't waiting for it to dry, so I still was able to get like some really nice blurs and flow. Let me find one that's like really wet. This one. I really had fun like playing with how I could get the ink to kind of like fade out into the background in the watercolors versus this kind of thing where it's more of like a hard line. So it's really fun to play with the different types of ink. Oh, sorry. Did I miss a question? Steele has a great article or 2 on fountain pens. Yes, Rue. Liz Steele has a great blog. She actually loves sharing all of her information about her materials. And she's written a lot about her favorite pens and comparing different pens. So if you're interested in that, it's a pretty good place to start out, just to get an idea of what types of pens are good for what, and to get the insight of somebody who has been using them for so long and has been able to compare a lot of different types. Something? Oh, geez. Puck, to the rescue! sorry, reference. Oh yeah, Kitsune. This is inspired by Minas Tirith, Lord of the Rings. I decided that I might as well embrace one of my favorite things ever for my last Adobe stream. Working in a slightly new medium for me, but doing doing something that I love and that really inspires me. So we could have lots of fun and chat today. This is like, that's actually something that got me into art in the first place, was drawing things that I was super passionate about. Like when I first picked up a pencil, like back when I was younger, I don't know, I'm sure I did some drawings as a kid, but as I got older, I got into like Sailor Moon and stuff. All I wanted to do was draw Sailor Moon. And so I spent hours and hours and hours and hours drawing Sailor Moon stuff. And if it wasn't for that, if it wasn't for like my super over the top passion and excitement about Sailor Moon, I don't know if I would have like kept at drawing. I probably would have, I don't know. But you know, that led to, oh my god, less than 10 minutes. Hey, why didn't my thing update? My clock, it's all a lie. Don't I have another hour? 11:22. Wait, what? It's not 11:22. Why does... Because you still have another hour. Okay, what? I think my phone froze. my computer says 12:53 and my phone was saying 11:22. That was not... Okay, we have 1 more hour left, you guys. I forgot what I was saying. Anyways, did you use a ruler for the wall, or are you just a line boss? 42 Arthur, it was a very slow line. This is probably the max distance I can go with a super straight line without like a ruler. You have an hour left. Yes, okay. Sorry. Honestly, Curious, thank you though, because we don't want a repeat of what happened a couple of weeks ago where I completely blanked out what time it was. I was in a time warp and suddenly my shift was over and Slave of Hell was like, hello? It's not your turn. So thank you for keeping me on my toes. And actually that was good because I noticed my phone was not correct. It was, the browser was like frozen. And John was cool with it. Yeah, he was like, actually, when you yelled that out, it reminded me I needed to start. I was like, oh, okay then. No, John, maybe he does internally panic, but he never shows it. He seems to just have a great time. But what I was saying earlier was the passion that kept me going as a beginning artist when I was younger was Sailor Moon. And like, scoff all you want at drawing fan art, but if you're first starting, sometimes that's like the thing that gets you into art and what keeps you excited to get through the times when you're struggling as an artist. I mean, I always go back and forth with my own personal work. Like, I love doing Lord of the Rings art, but I also have a lot of my own visions that I want to do, and I want to be known for my own stuff, not my fan art. So I try to, but I also just embrace the excitement that I feel when I'm like drawing something I love. Like Minas Tirith. It makes me so happy. younger. Wait, what? Younger? How old are you? Well, I'm 32, but what do you mean by younger? Is who younger? We are as young as we feel, I think. I am 29. For how many years in a row am I 29 again? Never critique what drives you to do a thing. Yeah. Yeah, Puck, I know. But you will. As an artist, you're bound to come across somebody who chastises you about doing something that you're doing. Like, I ran into it a lot in art school. Like, they basically were like, if you're doing fan art, you're not an artist. So I had to, like, try not to let that get to me too much. Not all teachers think that, and not all fine artists think that, but it's a relatively common mindset in, like, the fine art world. But F it. Do what you love. That's what I think. Because you said when you were younger, you look like you're 22. Oh God. When I was a kid, back in the day. You're as old as the hills and you feel worse. Oh. No. Yeah. I feel like I'm like 800 and something. My soul, I have an old soul, I would say. An elven soul. Cut you open and count the circles. Totally. Any Game of Thrones inspired drawing ideas with the new season here? Well, oh man, I love so many scenes that I would love to paint. The top two scenes I want to paint from that show are Bear Island, and probably the big sacred tree that's like closer to the wall, so it's like on the snowy landscape, and there's that one scene where they walk up and there's like the sunset shining through. Oh, so gorgeous. And of course I love landscapes, so I mean, but all of the cities I think would be fun to draw. It would probably make for some really good practice in the sketchbook, actually. Everyone's talking about how ancient they feel. Honestly, though, you're as old as you feel. So. Yeah, isn't she awesome? Little firecracker. Yeah, thank you. Is it better up there?
Yes.
Yeah. Beautiful death illustrations. That sounds kind of familiar. Puck, send a message. You never know. Oh, yeah. Yeah, good call, Puck. Yeah. You feel like the mountain. Oh. The Crypt Keeper. Yeah, some days I feel like the Crypt Keeper. Hey, Dad's Kid. Good to see you. Today is an auspicious day for you to show up because it is the last time I'll be streaming on Adobe. It's the last day of live Adobe streams on Twitch. So I already feel nostalgic about it. But after my shift ends, which is in about an hour, John LaStudio will be taking over, who's an amazing artist. And the last stream of the day on Adobe will be Visual Jamie, another incredible artist. So hopefully you guys can stick around and send Adobe off with a bang. Like a non-threatening, nice bang. Or never mind. Okay, you know what I mean. The very last, yeah. So make sure if you liked watching anybody on Adobe, make sure you follow their personal channels because they'll be streaming on their own channels. I'm pretty sure everyone is streaming on their own channel still, myself included. And Adobe will be hosting artists, so you can still follow Adobe and you can they'll be hosting artists, so you get to still discover cool new artists. Ooh. Noonie, that's actually a really cool idea. I like that. What is my personal channel? Oh, thank you, Puck. Yeah, so it's... Oh, dang, I forgot that it's a bit.ly link. Anyways, it's ZLadyLuthien on Twitch. That's my username.